recording this so that people that weren't able to join us at lunch today will be able to still go out. And I have the distinct pleasure and honor to get to introduce Dr. Andy Bowne, our new president at Johnson County Community College. We were talking just a little bit earlier, and both of us are handshakers and huggers, and we all know how much we're missing all of that. So when I get that final opportunity to get to do that, I will be very excited. But as we've said, thank goodness we have this opportunity, because we're so eager to hear from you and have you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then what the next few days and months and years look like at Johnson County Community College.
Super. Well, Deb, thanks so much. It's such a privilege to be here with all of you today. You know, as a reminder, we are your community college. We serve all of Johnson County. And I know for my wife, Ruth, and I, and our 2 adult kids who actually will be here, the movers are literally at our house today in Indiana, packing us up so we can get here and make this our home. And so anxious to get to know you and look forward to serving you and working with you in the days and weeks and years to come. So I'd like to start out, if I may, when you're ready to bring up the slideshow. And I'll move through this at, I hope, a reasonable pace, and hope to have time at the end for questions. If we move into the first slide, I really want to just reinforce who we are. There we go. As Johnson County Community College, your community college, and just kind of start out with some quick fast facts about the college. We serve approximately 45,000 students every year. 29,000 of those are degree-seeking students, and another roughly 16,000 students are in our continuing ed programs, which I believe many of you know quite well. Each year, or most recently, this past year, we had about 3,100 degrees and certificates that were earned and awarded. And then if we follow over on the screen to the non-credit awards, these are certificates or certifications earned at the end of a program, designed to specifically give skills so that you can apply those skills in the workplace. And of those, more of those 2,200, more than 1,400 of them were industry recognized certifications. So again, I need these skills so I can progress in my career, get a great job, and so forth. So kind of how many students and how many folks complete with us. If we come down and look at, certainly we play a critical role in workforce preparation, workforce development, and meeting the needs of our community and region. We also play a major role in preparing students to successfully transfer to our 4-year partners. So about 48% of our students will graduate and transfer on to a 4-year partner. Our top transfer schools, KU is about 1,300, a little over 1,300 of the students who transferred in this past year. K-State's right about 700. UMKC, then the next one is about a little over 300. Mid-American Nazarene has about 129, well, did have 129 of our students who were there, had been previously with us, and last year were with it, Mid-American Nazarene. And then, Emporia State and Pittsburgh State are both in about 125. And that's a pretty consistent number for us year after year. So our students start with us and transfer on to our partner schools. And as I understand it, it's pretty true of community college and 4-year partnerships across the country. The students who leave Johnson County Community College and transfer to our 4-year partner do as well, if not better than, the students who started at the university. In addition to that, as being a comprehensive community college, we do offer NJCAA athletics, men's and women's basketball, men's and women's soccer, baseball, softball, volleyball, and dance. All premier programs that compete very well at the national level. while I was with Ivy Tech in Indiana, we didn't have much in any at first, and then the last couple of years started back into the NJCAA athletics. It's fun to be back at a college that offers the comprehensive community college experience. 11 national championships. There aren't many community colleges in the country that can say that. And then when I look at, what we offer and what we do, it's that comprehensive nature with 43 different degree programs. Certainly, I'm sure you're well aware of the fact that we have one of the finest museums of contemporary art with the Nerman Museum of Contemporary Art, fantastic culinary program, and add all to that our police academy and the way we prepare folks to serve our community so well. So a little bit about the college. Let's talk about moving forward and how I hope to lead the college. So if we could advance to the next slide. In creating a 90-day plan, and if you go to our website, jccc.edu, you will see, if you go to the About, you can track down and see my 90-day plan in detail. But really, when you think about where do I see us going as a college, realizing that this is Andy's vision for where we go, not the set vision statement that we have as a college now. But as we prepare for strategic planning and as we work through this year, I think it's important for our college community and the broader community to understand, from my perspective, where is it that we're going. And it's really about being that diverse, inclusive learning environment where faculty, staff, and students and community, frankly, feel that they belong and find their place and excel at JCCC. We are certainly recognized within and across, outside of the state and beyond, as a really good community college. I want to build on that and be a national leader that looks at outcomes of our students, the success of our students, both from an access standpoint. So how do they do? How do we make sure that all students who want to come and we prepare them to be successful in college, that all students succeed and that we don't have disparities among certain in terms of certain student groups. And then that we look at post-graduation success. So how do they do when they transfer to our four-year partners? How do they do when they go to the workplace? What do our employers think of our graduates, and so forth? And I think what I hope you'll hear and experience with me, as I think you've been experiencing with the college, of being a solid partner with you around employment needs and community needs as we move forward. And again, being committed to that comprehensive community college. So as we move forward, if you move forward a slide, where do I really see us focusing? It is on closing equity gaps in terms of how our students do. Of really looking at and building on the great success that has happened and increasing the number of students who are graduating and well prepared for great jobs and, frankly, well prepared for great transfer experiences. We need you, and so as we think about our partnerships together, community and college together, we need you. We need you to help guide the curriculum of our programs, to guide our readiness of our graduates and our students to be prepared in the workplace, to excel not only as employees but as citizens in our great communities. I hope over time you need us as much as we need you, and that you're feeding and making sure that our programs are aligned to needs and are preparing our graduates to do well in your companies and in your organizations. And so I'm hoping that we'll continue to foster that over time. And then certainly fundraising work that all presidents do. That's my background. A good share of it is in foundation and fundraising. And thanks to the taxpayers of Johnson County, you have a fantastic community college with incredible facilities that frankly are as good or better than you see anywhere in the country. And again, that's thank you to your investment as a community. If we go to the next slide, it's really about listening. Today, you're listening to me talk a lot. That won't usually be the case when we sit down either on the phone or by Zoom or soon in person. It really is about me listening. What a benefit that I had coming in here with the decision made in late March is I had 3 months to prepare. Most people don't get, for a job they go into, the better part of 3 months to think about what does this look like, and to study and to have conversations with folks in advance and so forth. And I think we've taken pretty good advantage of that opportunity. But it really is going to be, as we move forward during this 90 days, but well beyond that, and consistent with who I am as a leader, it will be listening to you and discussing how do we do this together, because we can't do it without you. And I hope you'll feel the same way about us. We will begin this year the strategic planning process. Dr. Sopcich and the team here had taken the previous strategic plan through to its completion, knowing that with a new president coming in, we could do this together and lay out a plan for the future. I believe firmly in community voice in that strategic plan. Yes, there will be lots of influence internally, but we'll be looking to you, and we'll be looking to thought leaders about where are we going as a community, and how does this college play a critical role in doing that. And so it really is about how we go about doing that. What does that plan look like? How do we work together internally? How are we going to grow enrollment to meet the needs of this community? I am absolutely committed, and the team here knows it, that we are going to focus in on diversity, equity, and I would go a step beyond inclusion and say belonging. And it moves. It's not just about being included. It's about knowing that I belong as a student or a faculty member or a staff member or as a community member, that this is our college and I belong and I feel engaged with us. So that's, I mean, if you were to take 2 minutes and do a 90-day plan, that's it in a nutshell. My guess is, because it's on the news every day, you might have some interest in knowing where is the college going as we all maneuver through the pandemic and COVID-19. So if we could jump a slide, actually you can jump one more, please. Look, we're doing all the things that you're doing. We've taken all the steps and precautions necessary. You walk on campus, you see it instantly. We to provide the safest, safest possible environment for students to learn, for our faculty and staff to work and serve, and for a community when on campus. We're in compliance with what is expected from a statewide standpoint, from governor's orders, as well as from a Johnson County Commission standpoint, blending that all together. I'm in my office by myself, which is why I don't have my mask on. But otherwise, anytime I'm on campus, whether in the classroom, whether walking down the hall or in a meeting with someone else, we're all masked up to do our best to create as safe a possible environment. If we move on to the next slide, so let's talk about where the priorities are for this summer and as we move into fall and beyond. Currently, we are in the process on campus of doing our teach out. So lab-based courses, whether they're welding classes or nursing classes or science classes that require that face-to-face, hands-on lab experience. For those courses that the lab work was suspended because of our move to entirely online for the balance of the spring semester, we're doing a teach out now. So our top priority on campus is to do everything we can to get through the month of July so that our students can successfully complete their courses that they started in the spring semester. And so that's our top priority. Our second priority for this summer is being ready for students who want to start with us in the fall, or who are continuing students and need that one-on-one, face-to-face physical presence in order to work their way, particularly for new students or returning students after some time, of maneuvering through what we want to believe is an intuitive process. But if you're a first-generation college student and you don't have anybody to guide you, it's how do we provide that face-to-face service for those students that need it. The majority of our students can be served well virtually. So we're using Zoom just as we are today, and other resources to serve students from kitchen tables, from home offices, from living rooms. Our team's done a really good job of serving students, but there are some who are going to need that face-to-face. So we've got to be open for that. And our team's working all the time to make sure that they feel safe as employees and our students feel safe coming in. So those are our summer priorities. Fall, we are going to be 80+% online for the fall. For those courses that necessitate being here on campus, again, the lab-based courses predominantly, those classes will be taught here online, and we've adjusted class sizes and so forth to provide that social distancing, and then also with the other facial shields and others precautions to create that safe environment. All the cleaning protocols and those sorts of things that you would expect, those are all in place. And then we continue to monitor to make sure that we're providing that safe as possible environment. We're already thinking though about January and beyond. And what most folks wouldn't think about is by August, early to mid-August, we need to have decided what does spring delivery look like so that they can be building the courses and all of the behind the scenes work so that in September when students start registering for classes, they're ready to go. And they know if I'm signing up for this class, this one's, an online class or a virtual class, which you may have an online virtual, which is from time to time we gather together virtually, or a hybrid class, which is somewhat online and somewhat on campus, and those courses then that could be all face-to-face. So that's the blend. We've got to know that in August. So that's really what we're thinking and how we're preparing for the fall, getting through summer and preparing for, I can't believe we're saying it, spring. We start classes here in the fall, August 24th. It's coming fast. So if there's time, I would love to respond to your questions. Thank you.
Well, Dr. Bowne, thank you. All really good information. I have one that came up.
Yeah.
So I heard you say you have an expectation of growing enrollment.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a majority, well, 80% is going to be online.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing anything different in your recruitment process than what you have done in the past?
So again, yes. From a recruitment standpoint, that's very much, there's everything from the marketing communication aspect of it, of drawing awareness and drawing applications to us. But to move from application to an enrolled student becomes very much a relational process. So when you think about, moving a student from interest to enrolled, we used to do a lot of that, physically present in the high schools, at events around town. So that's all being done now virtually. The majority of our marketing efforts are, to recruit students is digital. So you just don't see as much of the, traditional marketing methods. However, one area that we do continue to do very traditional marketing efforts is in our CE work. And so our continuing ed work. And so I know Carol and Tim and others are on the line as well, that's the work that they do every day to serve you as employers and individuals. So it's a blend of how we do it, but we're having to do it differently, just as we all are.
Very much, yes. We just had a board meeting right before our luncheon today, and everybody, every business has been affected, and every business that's going to be successful is having to look at new delivery systems and ways of doing things, and none of us are getting away from that. So the Chamber is a great partner with Johnson County Community College, and we love to help. We put you out in the news brief when there are new classes being offered, and our social media has become so crucial to all of the communications. So I want to tell you what good people you have working with you to make sure that we stay informed so that we can help spread the word. But if there are other ways that the Chamber can help, by all means, reach out. We'd love to help. Are there some other questions out there that maybe we can ask Dr. Bowne? And
while you're preparing for a question, just one other thought. One of the things that our continuing ed team does is they offer, I think at least weekly, Carol or others correct me if I say it wrong here, but our ed talks are one of the ways that we're sharing information. And tomorrow we have our next one, and that we're focusing on critical thinking skills.
And we could all use that, right?
Yes, we could. Yes, we could. Our students and all of us.
You know, Tim Frenzel is very active in the ed talks and has been one of the people who continues to look for wonderful speakers. They don't have to be academic speakers. It's Tim, you might want to tell them a little bit about it.
Well, I think it's been a good success that we've done since we went home in mid-March. And Tuesdays at 10 o'clock, we tend to have a more academic or business development topic. And then Fridays at 10 o'clock is a little more leisure, although tomorrow's isn't quite as much, but we might have a little more leisure topic, whether it's a art history or a world history type topic, and sometimes some really fun ones. And they've been really well received, averaging between 45 and 65 attendees. So thank you for bringing that up.
That's great.
I did share the link as well in the chat if anybody's interested.
Yep. I was just going to say thank you. I see that the link is in the chat, so thanks.
I have a question.
Yes.
Please.
So I'm Faith Eisler. I'm with Johnson County Park and Recreation District.
Yes.
I'm our new recruiter and volunteer coordinator. So again, with the courses being mostly online for this semester, do you have any ideas how employers and different recruiters can interact with students via virtually, since we won't have that in-person opportunity available?
Right. So while I can't, well, because I have a whole 2 weeks under my belt now, I ought to be able to answer that question. Yet I can't answer it with specificity, but I can give you a broader sense of at least how I see that opportunity might be. Again, anybody from the JCCC team that wants to jump in and save me here, go ahead. But what I would say is, you know, in our programs, in our courses, there are always opportunities for guest speakers to come in and talk about the opportunities. I also see opportunities from a student engagement standpoint that may be tied to a specific class, but it might be broader when we think about service learning and community-based learning. And I know that we have a team that focuses in our honors and community-based learning program. That's a lot of what they do, and I would imagine that includes partnering with faculty members and student clubs and organizations around campus to blend together, like with you, if I remember, Faith, from a Parks and and recreation standpoint, we look for those opportunities. It's good for students. It's also, I think, good for you. So, yeah.
May I add to that as well, Dr. Bowne?
Please.
Hi, by the way, for those who don't know me, I'm Mary Ann. I work in marketing at the college, actually. And Dr. Bowne, you might remember me from some spreadsheets.
I do.
But we also have the Career Development Center that does great work with community partners as well, including we actually have a virtual networking fair coming up in October that will be for students and community employers to connect, and also for students to try to figure out, what careers they want to have moving forward as they go through their JCCC career. So that is, they always have interesting opportunities like that as well. They're a great resource, along with the Collaboration Center and the Student Agency as well.
So if we can look at, as we move forward, making sure that, and you probably already do this, so making sure that that information flows from us to the chamber so that they can also help tell the story. So thank you.
Yes, we're definitely looking into making sure that all the chambers get
Cool.
those information. So thanks.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's really helpful.
Well, good deal. Any other questions? I think I'm going to end with welcome to Kansas City, to Johnson County. We're thrilled to have you here. I can already tell what a great advocate you are for the college. So I know we're very blessed in having you join our team here in our county and communities. Thank you for joining us today. All of the people that I get the opportunity to work with at the college are top notch. So you're in a good place.
We're excited to be here. Glad to make it home.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and all of you that came to join us. Thank you, Dr. Bowne.
Thank you.
All right.